Hi, good evening. If I'm audible to all of you, please type a yes in your chat window. Hi Avinash. Hi Maniram. Hey Ravneet. I'm audible to all of you. You can see me. You can hear me properly. Good. Right. Good. Great. Fine. You can stop this. I can see that I'm visible. I'm audible. Yesterday somebody was asking me what is the agenda for today's session. So honestly, if you ask me, there is no agenda for today's session. It is I just wanted to meet you once before the exam. Fine. A few of you would be tense that it's the first day, the first day, the first slot, the first day. Many of you would be saying, I don't know, but it's some strange coincidence that not many people in our group, in this small group, have got the exam in the first slot tomorrow. I don't know how you feel about it, but looking at the way you feel perturbed at being given first day, first slot, I'll say it's a it's the good news for you. Another thing is that the exam slots are distributed, so it's like one third on each of the 3 days. Tomorrow, day after, and on the next Saturday. So it's good. So around 30% people would be taking the test tomorrow. That's our estimate. Last time it was much more than that. So having said that, some of you would still be feeling as if you have been like hard done by that you're taking the test tomorrow. So don't lie. I know what exactly you feel like. In fact, that's the reason why I'm talking to you now for this short half an hour. There's nothing else that I'm going to teach you. So don't expect any puzzles. Don't expect any formulae, any last minute tips on how to eliminate the options and all. I'm not going to do that. Nothing like that. So it's just going to be a fun session, 20-25 minutes, 30 minutes. If you got something to ask me, please ask me. So I'm open to answering that. Don't ask me any question of quadratic equations. We are not going to handle that. Fine. So yeah, Yash says elan means energetic. Yeah, elan means look, I want you to crack this exam with elan. It means that I want you to crack it with confidence, with energy, with the belief that you can do it. So it should not be like that you go to the examination all thinking ठीक हो गया तो I'll do it, otherwise next time कर लेंगे. No, if you're here, if you're with us, the feeling tomorrow should be I have to do it, I can do it, I will do it. When we started, we did not start thinking like हो जाएगा, कर लेंगे, कोशिश करते हैं. No, this is the prelims, and you have to do this. If you cannot feel confident about this, what would happen in the mains then? Think about this. Now, if it's about tomorrow, if it's about this, that you are one of those one of those unlucky ones, the so-called unlucky ones who've got the slot tomorrow, uh, probably you can ask me whatever you want to ask. I don't think you are unlucky. There are two reasons. If you ask me, I'll be very honest about it, very upfront, very candid about it. If you ask me, it's a slight disadvantage in the sense that you do not know if there is going to be a change in the paper. So it might happen. If the paper is very difficult, so it doesn't make a difference. You will be probably caught slightly off guard tomorrow. So that's one slight disadvantage. And all these people, all these exam bodies, actually just repeat the papers in the next few days. So for the people who are taking it tomorrow, if you say that you've got probably a 10% disadvantage, I'll agree. But my point is that if you're prepared, if you're working for mains, if the idea is to clear the mains, clear the interview, go all the way, is it going to stop you from is it really such a big problem? Probably you were to get a 65, you'll end up with a 62 or a 60, if at all it happens. Fine. There are people who handle it in a much better way. We'll talk about it. But otherwise, even if it happens, what difference is it going to make? Not much. If you're somebody who is aspiring to see your name in that final list after 4 months, I don't think you have a reason to panic, since it's first day, first slot for you, or for that matter, first day for you. No, it's not going to make a difference. It hardly makes a difference. There is absolutely nothing here that should worry about. The problem is something else. I mean, in fact, I have a short story to tell you today. The problem is something else. With all these people around you, with all these websites, portals, YouTube channels around you, they create so much hype about it. the way this whole system is unfair on people who take it on the first day. Uh, 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 the way you are underprivileged if you are taking it on the first day. The way people on the second day and the third day and the fourth day, if there is a fourth day, uh, uh, get to know a lot about the paper and so score higher and all. All this is there, believe me, that's there. But they create such a hype about it, plus a lot of other things like when you come out of the examination hall tomorrow, the first lot people, you would realize that what many of these people would be speaking all over the web tomorrow would be very, very different from what you have just witnessed in the paper. They would say things as stupid as आज RC आया ही नहीं, there was no RC, and you would realize, अरे मेरे पेपर में क्या था? What was that? I mean, I've seen them doing this. So one thing is, I'll just start with a very, very small story for you. It's a story of two frogs. Please listen to it with intent. I'll just take 2 minutes, and it probably will have something for you. There was a group of frogs that was just passing through the jungle. Fine. So they were just going at a leisure pace. Nobody knew each other. A lot of frogs just passing through it. So there was a pit on the way. There was a small pit in which, while walking, two frogs fell down. You might have heard of this before as well. So I don't know. So, but two frogs fell down in the pit. When they fell down in the pit, the others noticed that it was actually a deep pit. So, not expected of the people of the frogs to come out on their own. So, what happened was that the rest of the frogs gathered around that pit. You understand how it happens, and started saying, "Oh God, that's so unfortunate. When बेचारे गिर गए, कैसे निकलेंगे? How would they come out? That's impossible. They cannot come," and stuff like that. But उनको अपनी जान बचानी, they have to save their lives. The two poor souls, they started trying. They tried very hard. They really tried very hard. So the people around, the frogs around them kept shouting, "No, नहीं हो पाएगा. It's difficult. It's difficult. नहीं होगा. Give up. कुछ फायदा नहीं. I mean, it's impossible. How can you do this? This is very steep." Stuff like that. They kept trying. They still kept trying. When जान पे बानी आई है, तो you know how they're going to behave. They kept trying. One of the frogs, after some time, actually, he climbed some distance. He actually gave up. Could not do anything. Just gave up. Felt that it's actually too big a task for me. None of my friends can help me. Gave up. Died. You can just think like that. Gave up. I mean, went to the bottom of it. Just did not do anything. The second frog still kept trying. I mean, it looked like an impossible task, but he kept trying. He kept trying, and I don't know, by God's grace, by some unusual muscular strength, by some unusual ability to make a leap or something, he came out. He came out of that pit, which looked like unbelievable, which looked like impossible. It could not have been done, but he did it somehow. When he did it, the rest of the frogs were like very, very curious. ये क्या हो गया? ये कैसे बाहर आ गया? We had already predicted he will not be able to do it. What happened to him? They gathered around him, asking, क्या हुआ? How did you do it? I mean, how did you manage it? ये वो. He did not listen. He did not answer anything. कुछ बोला ही नहीं. He just went on with his walk and started going. Did not say anything at all. I mean, he looked very nonchalant. He looked happy that he had come out and started walking. Can you think of a reason as to why he did not reply? What happened to this poor frog? The lucky one, I'll say. Why was he not replying? What had happened to him? क्या किया होगा उसने? Type it. I want to understand if you can think where I'm coming from. What did he do that was different from the other one? क्या हुआ? Why was he not responding, not reacting? Why was he not listening to them? Vineet says he jumped on the dead frog and came out. Vineet, this is not a logical reasoning puzzle, believe me. It was a deep one, so a frog side would hardly have added anything there. Yes, he was deaf. Saurav said it right, he was deaf. He could not listen. Fine. So at times it's good. At times it's good to be deaf. At times it's good to be deaf when people are shouting stupid stuff around you. He would probably have died. He would probably have never come out had he believed that he would not be able to come out because so many idiots are shouting around him. It's bad. It's difficult. Nobody has done it ever. You will not be able to do it. First lot was difficult. Second is going to be tougher. The second day would be tougher. This happened in CGL. All of you know that. I don't know if there was such a difference in the difficulty level, but they created stupid stuff like first slot was for boys, second was for men, third was for legends, fourth was for gods, fifth was for, I mean, I don't know. That was stupidity. Don't repeat it. So for people who take it in the second slot tomorrow, I'll come with a thing for all of you. For the first ones, you are the chosen ones. You are the brave ones. You are the ones that the gods have chosen to take it. You're not cannon fodder. You are you are the ones facing the enemy first. So think of it like that. You're the smartest ones. For the second slot, the third slot, the fourth slots tomorrow. The next day I'm not worried because we'll be meeting again tomorrow. For the people taking it in the second, third, fourth slots tomorrow, if you get to know something about the paper from somebody, from us, from Samir, from somebody else, it's fine. If you don't, for some reason, don't panic. I have seen people doing it. You'll be frantically reaching out for your mobile phone saying, "Kiska paper tha, kiska paper? I'll find out." You don't need to. You're prepared well. What would that extra 2 marks give you even if you know about it? What will happen in this process is for the second slot people, for the third slot people, and search for that that extra tip that will give you that extra half a mark. You'll just disturb your peace of mind. Don't do that. It's not required. You don't need to listen to anybody. For the third slot people, I think you'll be able to probably get an idea of what the paper is. For the first slot, second slot, believe in what you've learned. You're good to crack it. You don't need that extra mark here. This is in any case, the prelims, it's not going to count towards the final merit. Don't think about it, just leave it. So that's my advice for you. Third, fourth slot people, if we get to know something that's important for you to know, we'll share that. Otherwise, don't do that channel surfing here and there, and all those reviews from the exam slot. देखिए यहाँ से आए हैं, वहाँ से आए हैं, देखिए रो रही हैं यहाँ पर. Don't do that, यार. I mean, what purpose does it serve? Unless you are somebody who will laugh it off and say, चलो बढ़िया है, ये रो रहे हैं तो मेरा हो जाएगा. So unless you are somebody like that, don't do it. If you are somebody who panics, don't do it. It's definitely not required. If you have prepared well, you have got every reason to feel confident. If you have not prepared well, then you have already left it to the Almighty. Believe in them. ठीक है ना, मतलब अगर नहीं करा तो छोड़ दो. कुछ भी नहीं होने वाला है. अगर होगा तो अच्छा होगा, by God's grace. करा हुआ है तो फिर भी हो जाएगा, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So I'm not reaching out to that friend of mine, that unhelpful friend of mine, saying बता दे यार, बता दे क्या आया था. No, I'm not going to. You're not going to call me. If I get to know something, I'll put it on the FB group. If you've got it installed on your mobile phone, you'll come to know. Don't do that. It's not required. I hope you get the message here. There'll be a lot of stupid information floating around tomorrow, especially on the first day, even in the evening though. Talking absolute nonsense. Don't think about it. I'll tell you what difference it makes. Let's say it tells you RC is extremely tough. Fine. How does it? I am somebody who's bad at English. Fine. I go to the examination hall. It'll come out. RC बहुत मुश्किल था. RC was extremely tough. I tell it to my friend. उसका भी अच्छा नहीं हुआ. He thinks, yeah, you were right. RC was tough. The two of us start spreading it. Not deliberately. It happens inadvertently. The first person on camera records me. RC was tough. The second one hears, even I could not do it. RC was tough. RC wasn't tough. But what would happen in the next 15-20 minutes is that you would start spreading it. WhatsApp groups would start spreading it. You would start putting it on the Facebook group saying, RC was tough, avoid it. Some smart soul would come out and say, no, yeah, simple hi tha. I could do it all 5 very easily. There was nothing in it. Synonyms, antonyms were very, very easy. All 10 were doable. And you'll feel, मैंने क्या गलत कर दिया? आपने गलत यही कर दिया. What you did wrong was that you believed in all those rumors. I'm not saying RC could not be tough. Anything can happen. Fine. So just take it with a pinch of salt. If at all you need to talk to them, otherwise believe in your ability, just forget everything. It's not required. It's seriously not required. James, you don't need to unsubscribe all the channels. There is something known as data mining. Fine. So even if you've got 100 books with you, I'm not saying throw them away. Don't throw them away. So probably that one book will have that one beautiful page. Another one will have 2 beautiful chapters. A third one will have something, some important formula, some useful ones. Learn to understand, learn to utilize things properly. For example, many of these channels would be the same channels who were distributing trash in the daytime would be giving you actual questions in the evening. Now, I'll be very stupid not to have a look at the actual questions. Why would I not want to? Now, the first slot people, don't go after my life, I'm making life difficult. No, if you're smart enough, you'll crack it anyway. But yes, if I'm the person, if I'm somebody who's going to take it on the second day or the third day, why would I not why would I not want to have a look at the actual questions? I will use them for these purposes. Fine. Because look, a lot of students would be actually reaching out to them, sharing the stuff. So if somebody can compile all this and put it over YouTube or in the form of a portal saying these are questions similar to which you get in the exam, have a look at them. But don't believe in puzzles were very tough. No, they were not tough. It's just that the guy you took the feedback from could not do it. People have been asking me, uh, cutoff bata do. How do I tell the cutoff? Yeah, I will not be in a position to share the cutoffs with you, even the tentative ones, even tomorrow after the exam, even after 14th. It's not possible. I'm not taking the exam. Had I taken the exam, then I probably could have given you a ballpark figure. In this position, it's not possible. For a candidate, it's not possible. All of you are different. All of your strengths are different. You are not an expert in this field. But if the paper does not change much, it'll be around 50. That's what I can say. Don't blame me if it turns out to be 30 or 70 at the end of the day. It can be. I mean, it can be very easy. I don't think it's going to be very easy. I don't think it's going to be very different from what appeared last time, from IBPS PO prelims paper last time and SBI PO prelims paper last time. But it turns out to be different. Be prepared for it. If it changes, don't get caught off guard. That's the only thing I'm saying. So that's why don't go there with any preconceived notions. I hope this has got some moral for you. Another thing is, this is like extremely important. I keep saying there is a there is a lot of merit in preparing hard, working hard. There's a lot of merit in taking mock tests, analyzing them, realizing your weaknesses, working on them, ironing out the chinks in your armor and all these things. That's all that's important. But if in the process, because of the mock test scores, because of some of the performances, not so good ones, because you did not qualify the RRB prelims today, you got the result today, you've started kind of believing that I cannot do it, then it's really bad for the exam tomorrow. You cannot think like that. If I have to share a story here, you must have heard this story about that elephant cub who was chained when it was just a child, could never break the shackles. When he grew up, though is very powerful, very mighty, still cannot break that small chain because it believes it cannot break that chain. So don't be like that. So if you could not qualify this exam last year, it does not mean that you would not do it this year. Look, a miracle would not happen. You have not studied, suddenly it will change. No, it's not going to happen. But you were probably the cub last year. This time you are prepared, you are mighty, fine. So don't let it come in the way of you performing better this time. You were not prepared. Probably you did not get the right guidance. Probably you did not work hard. There can be so many reasons. And another thing is, it was a failure. If you are smart enough, you would have learned something from it. I keep saying this all the time. Failures are very important. In fact, I took it a little more seriously in my life. I actually failed a lot of times, but failures actually teach you a lot of stuff. Failures teach you to be humble. Failures teach you to realize your mistakes, work on them, introspect. Failures do a lot to you. If you just keep succeeding, you would never improve. Fine, kaise badhoge? So whenever it's the news of a failure, it's an alarm bell for you. Just think like that. What did I do wrong? Kya galat kiya? So if some of you have not qualified this exam today, don't think there's no chance for me tomorrow. No, though it's bad timing, we'll say. Getting that news today that you have not qualified when there's an exam tomorrow, it's not such a good thing, but it is what it is. So you cannot change that. Just think about stuff, just give it those 15 minutes and think, what did I actually do wrong in that paper? क्या गलत किया था मैंने? Think about this. You'll probably have some learning for you. Apply that. It's a new day. It's a new exam. First, make yourself believe that you can do it. Then only you can do it. If you go with that belief that no, I've not been doing well in the mock tests, I've not done well in my previous tests, it's not going to happen in any. हो ही नहीं सकता. नहीं होगा. Seriously, you are right. No matter what you believe, if you think you can do it, you can do it. If you don't think you can do it, you're still right. नहीं हो पाएगा. It's highly competitive. Prelims में some 50,000 people would qualify, maybe slightly more than that. But still, it's like so highly competitive that you cannot take it for granted. So though I keep saying it should be cakewalk for somebody who's actually looking forward to clearing the mains, I have seen it happening to some people last time. Some good people got filtered at this stage because of some question types you already know. I keep talking about puzzles, not getting stuck in the puzzles. Fine, not disturbing your peace of mind at the starting of the exam by faltering in a puzzle and stuff like that. You already know that, so I'm not talking about strategy at all today. Not at all, not at all. Fine, but don't let it happen to you. You all need to qualify this. First, start believing in you that you can qualify it. I know this group. Fine, I have been in this field for a long time. I had a small corporate stint. Before that, I was in this for a long time. I understand if students are good or not. Believe me, this group is it's like very good. It's very good. At times I get amazed that none of you are thinking about taking, I'll not say better or something, but looking at opportunities, like looking at options like going for an MBA from a top B school or stuff like that. fine, but it's a phenomenal group. I'll not name people, but there are people who just surprise me with their ability at times. Now, if I see people failing or letting that doubt creep into their mind in this group, it really makes me sad. You are like too good to even think like that. आप लोग ज़्यादा अच्छे हो उससे जितना आप सोचते हो. Just start believing in yourself. Stop believing in the rumors. Don't do random surfing and all. Just mine the data. Just have the useful stuff for you. Use it. Be smart. Don't participate in that stupid. For example, there was this post going on. I think on our Facebook group 2-3 days back. It was about how reservation is bad for us, for general category candidates. It was something like that. Believe me, if I ask you a good question on the group, hardly 5 people would participate over there. It had some 50 comments in what, 30 minutes? By the time somebody tagged me, it was like inundated with comments. I mean, so many comments. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, you are right. And then somebody was advocating from the reserved category side. No, it's not that bad. If you're good, you can still make it. It was a Mahabharat going on there, and it was so bad. It was so bad. Don't get into such petty stuff. Look, can you control it? I cannot control it. You cannot control it. Nobody can control it. Fine. The reasons, there are so many reasons. Nobody can control it. You might say, I want it, I don't want it, it's good for me, bad for me. I'm not getting into the debate. No, it is what it is. The fact is, it's there like that. The fact is that this exam is going to be held in 12 slots across 3 days. Somebody would have first day, first slot. Unfortunately, that's you. Accept it, move forward. Fine. So don't crib about stuff. Don't get into petty stuff saying, इसका पेपर ठीक हो गया, ये पहले slot में था, and people would start doing it. I'm telling you. Yes, tomorrow I know what's going to happen. Some of you would come to me saying, sir, make puzzles similar to all these puzzles that came in the exam on first day, and make us do them for the next 1 week. I'm not going to do that. You are smart enough. You can handle that. The winners are people who manage things. Don't expect anybody to spoon feed you. You are already at an advantage in the sense that you're not taking it on the first day. Work on it. All of you can clear it, but believe in your ability first. That's extremely important here. I'm just reading a few of your comments. Let me just you have to deal with it. Absolutely, Gagan, you have to deal with it. And baseless rumors are absolutely nonsense in that sense. Shivani, I was not reading the comments. You can see me looking into the camera, so I could not read anything. I'm just having a look at your comments quickly. Okay. I'll give you a slot to ask questions. Don't worry. I'm just having a look at it. Amit, so the way we take it is that whatever I say now is mostly it's relevant for everybody, but it's mostly for people taking the exam tomorrow, because it's no exam related advice that way. Tomorrow evening we'll meet for people taking it on a Sunday, and after that we'll meet on Sunday for people taking it on 14th. There is no exam on 15th, so we'll do it like that, right? This is one thing that I keep hearing. What if the pattern changes? What if the exam changes this time? Now this is relevant mostly for people taking it tomorrow. Look, if it changes a lot, it can happen. It can happen. Seriously happen. Don't think. Look, my gut feel is it will not change much. It will not change much. The difficulty level, the question types and all, it will not change much. So if taken all the test series and everything, should be fine. But if it changes, if you are in the first slot tomorrow, you realize, even in the second slot, you realize it's changed a lot. If at all, that should be a reason for you to be happy. I'll tell you why. Many of the good people would just get stumped by the fact that it does not have that 5 questions in series, or 5 questions on coding decoding, or the RC passage is missing, or the parajumble is missing, or you see 20 questions on miscellaneous topics, arithmetic and all. They'll be stumped in a manner that they would not be able to recover in that 1 hour. बहुत सारे लोग खत्म हो जाएंगे वहीं पर ही. Now, I do not want any of you to be one of those. This exam happens in 12 slots. Earlier, CAT used to happen in just 1 slot, and it used to be a very unpredictable paper. You would not know what's going to come. So most of the people who came out winner in the exam were those people who could hold their nerve well in all such cases. So you were always prepared. I mean, the paper can be like anything. So for the people taking it tomorrow in the first 2-3 slots, it can be anything. It can be absolutely anything. Just be prepared for it. The first thing that should come to your mind the moment you see a paper that looks absolutely outrageous is, I am at an advantage for the simple reason I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to panic. I'm well prepared. I am equipped to handle anything that they have thrown at me. Believe me, look, I'm not comparing you with the people in the second day and the third day, because they would now know what's going to come. So they might have a 10% advantage over you, but you would definitely have an edge over others who are not prepared for this change and who were just expecting a, a very similar paper, and who are caught off guard, who just cannot cope with that pressure of that changing paper. You would score much better than him. And cutoffs and all, they're bound to come down. If the paper changes, cutoffs come down. Just manage that. Don't think that I still need to get that 60. No, if the paper is changed, if it's difficult, probably much less would do the job for you. Just think like that. So the first thing is, if any of you comes back to me tomorrow and say I could not do well because the paper had changed, I'll be really annoyed, If the paper has changed, nothing changes for you. It was the same for everybody, at least in your slot. If you tell me I still did my best, fine, I did not panic, I did not start shuddering for the first 5 minutes because I just could not handle it. What is this? Where is my parajumble? Where is my arithmetic? Where is my series? No. If it's not there, it's not there for anybody. Nobody was prepared. Nobody knew what's going to come. So you are in the same boat. Don't panic. You will do much better than others. And don't worry about the people taking it on the second day. You start thinking straight away, I'm facing this. My friend who is to appear tomorrow would know this in advance. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला ज़्यादा. You'll be able to handle it. Many people would just mess up the paper if it changes. So be one of those who takes advantage of it. It works in CAT. It can work here as well, at least for the people taking it tomorrow. Just keep this in mind. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. This is extremely important. I just keep hearing this. No paper has changed in the last, in the last year or so drastically. But if one changes, you should be prepared for that. It's a good sign for you. The first thing, just remember this. If it happens, the first thing you should remember is, I told you, I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking. I'll probably gather myself in the next 2 minutes, even if it's very tough. If it's very tough, it's very different, new types of questions and all. I know straight away that the cutoff would probably be 20-25 now. I'm just giving an example. Fine. Think like that. You would immediately get some confidence. Start working on it straight away. Fine. Make your new strategy. Start working on it. There'll be people who will not be able to, just get over it in that 60 minutes. It'll happen with a lot of people. Don't be one of them. Just remember this. Just remember this. Now, another question that I thought I'll address. This is a fairly common problem with a lot of students. I know everything. I just cannot perform on the exam day. I just cannot handle the exam pressure. Dekho, it's natural. If you ask me, it's very natural. It's natural in the sense that if it's an event for you, if it's a big event for you, you're bound to get some butterflies in the stomach. That's okay. That's acceptable. In fact, that's good. Why does it happen? It's biology. When you are anxious, when you are scared, fine. When you have got any anxiety or any fear or any such emotion with you, your brain actually starts pumping chemicals into your body. Fine. There are some psychological, physiological, physical changes that happen in the body. Your blood pressure goes up. Your heart starts pumping faster. Your senses get an alert and stuff like that. But this is not necessarily a bad sign. So if you get that feeling while getting into the examination hall that does not let you perform, you can do certain things. For example, I'll give you an example. You must have seen certain people. For example, have you seen a person going out to bat? At times they will jog and they will go out jogging, will do some stretch up exercises, warm up exercises and all. There are two reasons they do it. One is haath pair kholne ke liye, that's there. Another reason is when they are going out, they are nervous. That what happens in the process is they generate some excess energy. So it's their way of burning that. Fine. So you must have seen, might have seen some orators just moving around, walking a lot before delivering a speech. Why do they do that? They're nervous, slightly nervous. So it's that excess energy. So they're trying to burn that. So just keep that in mind. If you're one of those people who cannot handle exam pressure, you just need to be extra careful over there. It's not something to panic about. Fine. It's okay. It's important. I understand it's important. Go there, wash your face, close your eyes, sit down, relax. Stop worrying about that. Stop thinking about it. It actually helps. So, I mean, if you could not perform in the last paper, it doesn't mean you'll not do it tomorrow. Fine, remember that. So, you could not hold your nerve last time. This time you might. Fine, but it all depends on how you take it. So, if you're one of those people who take the exam very sincerely, you're one of those people who have worked really hard for it, I don't find it very surprising that you're slightly nervous about it. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's definitely okay, for a simple reason that if you don't feel nervous about it, means you're not serious about it. Think about this. So that's okay. That's acceptable. But If it does not let you perform, then there is a problem with this. I always give this mantra to everybody. The moment you start feeling it's not letting me perform, just think, I fail, what would happen to me? I just think it works like magic. The moment you get this feeling, just feel, okay, I'm going to fail. What is going to change? Nothing is going to change. Nobody, your parents are not going to desert you. Fine. Nobody is going to scold you. ठीक है, it's one failure. क्या हो जाएगा? I'm not saying this has to happen. I'm just saying, think like that and help you perform. You'll feel क्या हो जाएगा? छक्का ही मारना है वीरेंद्र सहवाग की तरह. कई बार पहली बॉल पे भी आउट होता था ना. He used to get out on the first ball itself. Golden ducks and all. They all happen. Fine. Think like that. It helps. If you're one of those scared chickens out there, it doesn't help in an exam. I never worked hard in my life. Seriously, when I was a student, I never worked hard. But I was a good exam taker. I was a good test taker. For the simple reason, I was never scared of the exam. It helped me. It helped me in the sense that people are studying, I'll not study. At the day of the exam, on the day of the exam, I'll just roam around, wash my face, relax, look here and there and all. But I would not take any tension because I'm scared what would happen, and it actually helped me. No, I'm not saying don't study. You need to study. You're good students. I'm not a good student. Fine. But what you need to remember is that kind of attitude does help. If you go to the examination all thinking, kuch nahi hoga, I know it all, I'll do well. Even if I don't do well, nothing would change. The word is not going to change for me. This does help. Just carry that there with you. A lot of students came back to me last time after that SBI PO session and said, "Sir, मेरे को वही ध्यान आ रहा था. I was kind of recalling that Vivian Richards and Virender Sehwag again and again. It actually helped me. I played like that. I was just hoping कि उसने उसको play करने के चक्कर में बहुत सारा negative ना score कर दिया हो. That's my only fear. I was happy. When you generally do well, you can check it for yourself. So just keep that like that in your mind tomorrow, and hopefully you'll do well. Fine. So this is for people who get extremely nervous on the exam day. Now this is another thing. You should not get me wrong here. What is written on the screen? Learn with an open mind, perform with an empty one. The first one I keep repeating all the time. Learn with an open mind. What does the learn with an open mind mean? When I teach you something, some of you would say, I'm telling you something about syllogisms. I'm telling you why some not is not an either or case. You're not listening. Why? You are waiting for me to finish so that you can type. No, sir. नहीं होता ये तो. अरे यार सुन तो लो. Just listen to me for 5 minutes. If you're not convinced, I'm not forcing you to mark that. I never prescribe stuff. So that's learning with an open mind. Now the second one, perform with an empty one. This is equally important. This is like very important. What is the meaning of this one? Don't misconstrue it thinking I'm saying leave your brain behind. No, it's anything but that. I'm just telling you to leave any baggage behind at your home when you leave for the examination hall. Do not go there with any kind of preconceived notions. So when I'm saying perform with an empty mind, it doesn't mean that you don't use your gray cells. No, it just means that whatever you have in your mind about your bad performance in the mock tests, in the last exams, fine, about how these 100 questions would be like in the exam, how Samir sir told you that, I'll do 5 series questions first, then 5 coding, decoding, DI in the end, how I told you leave puzzles for the end, leave all that behind. That would be there in your subconscious mind all the time. But you don't think about it consciously again and again and again. That would be going to the examination hall with your preconceived notions. What would happen is, if you don't find the puzzles there, if you find all puzzles over there, all your strategy goes for a toss. You have done what you had to do. Fine, you have studied. If you didn't have to study, you have not studied. If you have to solve puzzles, you have solved them. If you have not, you cannot do anything in the next 12 hours. Fine. So what you can do is, it'll be a great disservice to yourself if you think about stuff that's going. Look, it's good to anticipate. It's good to visualize. I advise you doing that. But if you go there thinking it's going to be like that, I'll do it. Don't. There's some difference between it. Don't carry the baggage. Don't go there with any preconceived notions. Keep your head empty at that time before starting the exam. For the last 5 minutes before the exam, just keep it absolutely empty. You should not have anything in this. No bad breakups, no fight with your neighbors, no road rash incident, no demerits of demonetization, no GST problems, nothing. It should be nothing. It should be absolutely empty and clean. That's why I always advise that from this point on, you're not doing anything. but just relax. Watch a light comedy or something, but just keep it very, very clean, very empty, devoid of without any troubling thoughts at all when you go for the exam. It helps. It makes you perform better. So don't go there like that. So that's my meaning of going there with an empty one. It's definitely going to help you. Yeah, Avinash says I'll sleep till 9 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, that's another thing. If some of you have been following us in the sense that you have become nocturnal creatures like us, who are like night owls, wake up till 5 o'clock, it's not the day for that. I don't know. I'm not asking you to take sleeping pills or anything. Get a good night's sleep before the exam. It actually helps. I've suffered a lot because of this. I never could do it actually, but it actually helps a lot. If you're fresh, you tend to perform better. You can check it. Let's say you take an exam at 9 o'clock in the morning vis-a-vis 9 o'clock in the evening after a hard day's labor. You can understand the difference. There's a huge amount of difference. I want you to be fresh when you go for the exam. So if it's 3:30, don't tell me how do I remain fresh at 3:30. There are ways of remaining fresh at 3:30. You don't do anything that exerts a lot of pressure on you in the first half of the day. There are ways, fine. So don't go for a date in the first half of the morning. Don't do it. Don't do it unless you have a partner who's like absolutely magical. Don't do it. It's not advisable. I'm just reading your comments quickly. Just give me a moment. Yes, Avinash says watch Hera Fairy Part 1 too. Yes. If you've got any questions to ask, you can ask me now. Yes, that should be the attitude. Be like Bahubali, Jai Maheshmati. I don't know what works for you. It can be Bahubali, it can be anything. But yeah, broadly it should be like that. The attitude should be like that in the sense that kar lunga, ho jayega. I've worked hard. If you've not worked hard, you have not a reason to complain. You will not have a reason to complain if you don't qualify. If you have worked hard, ho jayega. Prelims to pakka ho jayega. Ashish, this is my problem. I can empathize. Ashish says that I've been a night owl for 3-4 years, last 3-4 years, but रात को नींद नहीं आती, क्या करूं? It happens with me. If I have an exam tomorrow at 8 a.m., I still cannot sleep till 5 o'clock. So that's why I started telling you this thing, a few months back. Adjust your body clock according to exam, probably a week before the exam. So Ashish, I just hope your exam is not at 8 o'clock. Your reporting time is not 8 o'clock tomorrow. I mean, I cannot do much otherwise. KP, don't try doing that. Okay, Nikita is talking something academic here. Good, Nikita, you're one of those sincere students. Small puzzles are dangerous, but they are doable as well. It's a very small tip. I thought I'll not talk anything academic today. If the size of the question is small, it's common sense. If the size of the question is small, it always works for me. Then there's a good chance that you'll know quickly that you cannot do it. If the question is very long, very lengthy, it's just a 60-minute test. You've got 100 questions to read or to skip or whatever. Fine, it'll be very, very difficult to judge if this is doable or not. So if there is any small question, a very small puzzle, it looks different, it looks like it has come from Jupiter, still you read it, just give it those 15-20 seconds, you will probably realize it's doable. So for me, if I have to choose between the puzzles, direct statements, simple statements, all those things that I've told you, they are still there, but a short puzzle would always catch my attention because I can read it very quickly. So you remember the puzzle that I did yesterday, the first one, it was very, very small. So I would always go with that puzzle first. If it turns out to be very tough, I'll probably leave it in a minute. But I'll want to take my chance with a puzzle like that because I can read it quickly. If I can read it quickly, I'll quickly know whether I am doing to do it or not. I'll quickly attempt it. I'll just look at the statements very quickly. So all in all, do it, not do it, whatever, I'll be done with it quickly. Compare it with a puzzle that is 3 times the size. पढ़ने में कितना time लगेगा? Deciphering all the statements, putting them together, making a table and all. So just look for those small puzzles. It might actually help you. What do you want to know, Angrag? What exactly? Acha. Angrag, I'm a huge cricket fan. All of you know that. I've stopped watching cricket almost completely. I mean, I hardly watch it. I do not even know if it's there. Samir was saying it was one match. I think one T20. I said I think it's 3. It's just that I know about it. I hardly watch it. Control it for the next 3-4 months till the time it's your exam. Control it. There's nothing else to say here. If it's exam day after, look, tomorrow you can watch a T20 because I'm not asking to study if you've got an exam day after. If you've got exam tomorrow, you can come back and watch it. But in general, I've wasted I don't know, thousands of my hours watching stupid test matches. Stupid test matches because I'm talking about test matches in which India used to score at 2.5 runs per an over. But I had I had to watch everything, every ball, still every ball. If it's in West Indies, I'll sleep at 3:30, get up at 6 and still go to school. I used to be that crazy about it. It gave me nothing really. So I keep telling you, avoid it. It's no good. Seriously, it's a waste. It's a serious waste. But I still remain a cricket fan. Don't judge me with that on that. Okay, Vineet is saying, how much time should I give to a Vineet, you have again come back to academic questions. I was not in a mood to discuss academics today. Okay, puzzle, if you cannot move it in the 2 minutes, in the first 2 minutes, leave it. There'll be something easier. If there are 4 puzzles, you don't have to do all 4. Unless you are one of those one of our puzzle champions who do almost everything. 2 minutes, if you still cannot see it moving, just leave it, move ahead. 1 minute even. Don't go back to it after that. Puzzles mein there's a very specific thing. It's a very specific trait. They would keep calling back. They'll keep calling you back. I mean, it used to happen with me in all these aptitude tests. I have this tendency of getting stuck with puzzles. The reason is very simple. I think I'm good at that. So I used to take it in my ego. I start with a puzzle. It looks good. It looks so good that I almost fall in love with the puzzle. Isko to karna hi karna hai. And it's a 10 marker. I'll do it. Any exam. Let's take any exam. I'll start doing it. Nahi hua. 3-4 minutes. Kuch nahi hua. I'll leave it. Because I know that if I get stuck, I'll spoil the paper. I do another question, but my brain is still stuck with that puzzle. Kaise nahi hua yaar? Kaise nahi hua? Kaise nahi hua? I do 2 questions. I come back to it. Another 2 minutes to it. Don't do it. It's a terrible, terrible mistake. I've made it so many times in my exam when I'm in my life, in all these exams when I've ruined them just because of this. I keep going back to it. Nahi hua, nahi hoga, काफी मुश्किल है. Because if I'm just telling you empirical data here. If I did this 50 times in my life, I could probably just do that puzzle coming back to it only 5 times. Seriously, I mean, if I have to just tell you a ballpark figure, it'll not be more than that. I could never do it because one, I was already under pressure. I already thought that I've messed something up. There's a good chance that the data that I've made up there in that table, I've copied some wrong figure or something. There is something wrong with it. Okay, I'm good at puzzles. Nahi ho raha, chhod dete hain, aage badhte hain. There is a lot of stuff that need to be capitalized upon. Things like that, don't go back to any puzzle. Puzzle is something that can still mess up the paper for you, even for the best of you. Even for somebody like Gurpreet who does it very fast. Gurpreet, if you get stuck in a puzzle tomorrow, just leave it. Don't take no ego. It might mess the paper up. Remember this. Okay, Harsh, what is it? Yeah, music and all is fine. You can hear that. Yes. If you got some specific question, ask me now. Otherwise, I do not really do not have anything much to share with you. This is the only thing I'll say. You have come this far. Don't give it up now. Fine. One more day. It's just going to be a one-day affair. Ultimately, it boils down to just that 1 hour tomorrow. Mains is still 1.5 months away, 2 months away. So it's just that just that 1 hour tomorrow that's going to define this for you. I saw a lot of people messing it up. You should not be one of them this time. You'll regret it at least for 6 months then. I don't know when is SBI PO going to come this time. If it's in January, it's still a good 6 months. You would not want that to happen to you. So just keep that in mind. Do well for yourself. Okay, Ashish says, Ashish, it's not a story actually. I keep saying this. I'll still say this. Visualization does help. All of you who have seen that video know that. By visualization, what I mean is that, see yourself cracking that paper tomorrow. See yourself going to the examination hall well before time. See yourself taking a shower, freshening yourself up. Going there to the examination hall, sitting in front of that computer screen, filling all those forms and all, doing the formalities, cracking the puzzles, doing those series questions and all. See yourself doing that. Visualize yourself doing that. So when it happens, it'll not feel as if you're doing something new. It's an extraordinary day. It will be definitely, but you'll not feel as if I'm doing this for the first time. This is the moment that I was waiting for. It gets so overwhelming that you just cannot perform. It'll not happen. So it'll feel like as if you have been through this. It'll be like a feeling of deja vu. I know this. I think I've done this before. It helps. So that's the power of visualization. It's a very simple exercise. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Just throw everything out of your brain and think about what's going to happen tomorrow. For example, your slot is at 10:30. You'll visualize like that. I sleep at midnight. Fine. I wake up at 8 o'clock. Fine. I get up, I just go through the newspaper very quickly. No revision tomorrow, no revision. Seriously, don't need it. I'll take a shower, a good shower, freshen myself up, listen to some light music. We'll call a cab. We'll go to the exam center well in time. I mean, I'll reach there 30 minutes before the exam. We'll see people scrambling for this stuff, that stuff, last minute notes, revisions. We'll laugh at them. We'll laugh at them. What idiocy. It's not going to help. Stuff like that. Visualize that. Entering that thing, showing them that exam hall ticket, fine, whatever it is, identity card, getting the examination hall, sitting in front of your machine. Hopefully it's a good one with a good mouse and a good keyboard, fine. Waiting there, putting your head down, clearing your mind, clearing your head with absolutely any thoughts, getting the paper, seeing the paper, start cracking it, things like that. Just run this through in your mind a couple of times in silence, sitting alone. It works. You will feel tomorrow as if everything is going the way you thought. It actually works for a lot of people. A lot of sportsmen do it. A lot of other people do it. Because you're not doing anything. You're again making yourself believe that you can do it. It's that same thing. It's not different. So it's that same thing that you're doing. You're making yourself believe I can do it. I can do it. When you visualize, you'll not visualize faltering in the puzzles. What would you visualize? You'll see that yes, I'm cracking it. In the first 10 minutes, I've got 20 marks. That's what you're going to visualize. You might not get it 20. The paper might turn out to be very different. But the way I said it, you will find your Arun Lal there in the paper somewhere. The sitters, the easier ones. There will be something on which you would capitalize. If there is nothing easy, believe me, there will be no cutoff. It will be like 15, 20, 25 marks. You'll still get it. Look, it's a competitive exam. Who would get through? The best would get through. The winners would get through. They will not say, it's a tough paper, we're not calling anybody. Is it going to happen? It's not going to happen. If it's not going to happen, why are you worried? If you have worked hard, why are you worried? No, it's not a reason to be worried at all. Absolutely not. You are the chosen ones. You're the brave ones. Just go there with a lot of confidence, with a lot of self-belief. Hit it out of the ground like a Virender Sehwag. You have to do it like that. Or kuch nahi chalega. Just think it like that. If you've got something specific to ask me now. Otherwise, I'll just call it a day. I do not want to take up too much of your time today. You've got to sleep and just do very, very well tomorrow. Yeah, Saurabh, if you want to watch a movie, watch a light one. Don't go for a Schindler's List that makes you think about it a lot. It happens with me, so I avoid it. So just don't do it. Shivangi says at that place she's seen people revising parts of speech. Yeah, I mean, I just laugh at it. क्या बोलूं यार, if people are revising parts of speech just 15 minutes before the exam, I don't know what they're going to do. Swati says birthday and paper on 8th of October. Good, Swati, it's good. Hopefully that'll be your day on 8th of October. We're going to meet tomorrow again, so I'm not worried too much about people who are going to take it on 8th. I'm more worried about people who are going to take it tomorrow. Just do well there. I mean, don't come to me with a bad news saying मैंने खराब कर दिया. मेरे को नहीं सुनना है. I am not going to take that. Believe me, we worked very hard on this. Samir and I are very, very passionate about this program. I told you, I stopped watching cricket. I never stopped watching cricket when I was working for Samsung. No, never did that. I stopped watching it now. For what? Just think about it. Reciprocate our efforts. Do well. All right, Kalyani, it's yes. Look, whatever you've taken, just forget it now. I mean, whatever test you had to take, you're done with it now. Don't do anything. If one of those who are taking a day after, just do a quick revision tomorrow in the first half. When we meet in the evening tomorrow, I do not want anybody to be going back to the books. No, you already know what is to be done. We have done an analysis of 6, 7, 8 papers. You already know what's to be done in academics. This is just about taking the test and nothing else. Nothing else, absolutely. Yes, Mahesh, if it works for you, absolutely anything. Vinith, yes, there will be an analysis session tomorrow. We'll be meeting at 9 o'clock tomorrow in the evening. Probably might discuss a couple of questions if I get them, but don't expect me to spoon feed you with all the possible types. No, you're smart enough to do it. Do it yourself. You'll already have an advantage tomorrow in the evening. Hard work will pay for sure. Vishambar, yes, absolutely. Shinjini, your paper is on 14th. You are one of those, I'll not say lucky ones. Look, the people who are taking the paper on 14th, had I been one of those who are taking it tomorrow, I'll feel I'll get one more week for the mains. Everything, you've heard of that quote, na? It's just 1% about what the actual thing. It's 90% about how you perceive it. So had I been one of those taking the slot, taking it in the first day, first slot tomorrow, I would have thought I get free the earliest. Fine. I would not listen to stupid people saying stupid things about the paper. I know I'm well prepared. I'll crack it. I start with mains tomorrow evening. Thing like that. If I'm one of those taking it on 14th, I'll think, yeah, one of these guys would get stuck in the prelims. I'm at an advantage. I'm taking it on 14th. There's no chance I'll falter. Mains to main kar hi lunga. So it's just about the way you perceive it. I'm not saying the people who are taking it in 7th or 8th are good or are at an advantage. People who are taking 14th are missing 1 week's preparation for mains. You might feel I'm prepared for prelims. Prelims to main kar hi lunga. Had it happened on 7th, I would probably have got 1 more week to work on my puzzle solving skills, to hone my skills in arithmetic and all. Just think like that. So it's just the way you perceive it, nothing else. Avinash, let's not discuss what we're going to do next week. We'll discuss everything like that on Sunday. It's about the people who are taking it tomorrow. Tomorrow, it'll be about people who are taking it on Sunday. And on Sunday, when we meet, I'll tell you about the plan going forward. Fine. So let's just not digress from the agenda today. Some brave hearts are going to take it tomorrow. Let's cheer them up. Let's hope that they do well. Let's just hope all of you do wonderfully well tomorrow. हो ही जाएगा, कर ही लेंगे. Manu, I read your post. I was like deeply disappointed with your result for today. I think you missed it. Fine, don't worry. It happens. It happens with the best of you. So it happens. It's not going to happen tomorrow with you. No way it's going to happen. Law of averages suna hai na? You messed it up yesterday. You messed it up the day before that. If you're good, how can you just keep messing it up? Nahi hoga na? Has to click for you sometime. It'll be tomorrow. बिल्कुल बस नजरिए की बात है सौरभ एकदम. If you've got one last question, please ask me. Otherwise, I'll just call it a day. Go have a good night's sleep. Wake up tomorrow. Just go crack it. Just nail the paper. Okay. Yes, chuck de. Absolutely, Shivangi. Yes. ठीक है, let's wind this up. I don't have anything much to tell you in terms of academics. All of you know what you need to do. Just don't get stuck in any of the questions. My problem or my only concern, if I've got just have to give you one academic today, is don't get stuck in any of the questions. Don't get stuck in any of the questions. If it's just that random questions, 30 seconds at the most. If it's a puzzle or something like that, 2 minutes at the most, not going beyond that. There'll be a lot of Arun Lals in the paper. Find them, get them out. All right. So I wish you guys all the very best. I know the ones who have done well, they're not going to falter. Those who have not worked very hard, I still hope you make it. I have been one of you. Fine. So I could make a lot. I could make it in a lot of exams without working hard. So let's just wish all the best to each other. We'll meet again tomorrow in the evening. I wish you guys all the very best. Just believe in yourself. Go there with a lot of self-belief and a lot of self-confidence. If you've done well in terms of preparation, there is no way you're going to fall tomorrow. No way. Just believe like that, and it's all going to be good for you. Thank you very much for hearing me out. Thank you very much for the patience. Don't do that for the people in the later slots tomorrow, calling me or Samir and asking for kya hua. If there's something with us, we'll share it with you, rest assured. All right, so I'll just call it a day. Wish you all the very best for all the people who are taking it tomorrow. We know you're going to do well. Thank you very much. Yes, just go ahead, just go crack it.